Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. Tonight, I've got a special presentation for you with the rise of AI, with the rise of Chat GPT. A lot of individuals, a lot of investors, traders are getting their advice from these AI sources. So tonight, with the market pulling back, hey, I want to put some fish on your radar. Get your shopping list ready. And no, now is not the time to be buying with a fresh, confirmed down, potentially could be confirmed by this afternoon. Still on the mindset of protecting existing profits, getting ready for the next rally. So tonight, we're going to compare. I went ahead and went to Chat GPT and I simply typed what are the top 10 growth stocks under $10. So we're going to put those stocks in a VectorVest watch list. And on top of that, I went into Unisearch in the VectorVest 7 software. I searched for the top 10 growth stocks, VST times GRT stocks in our database under $10. So we're going to match up VectorVest top 10 growth stocks under $10 against Chat GPT. And again, I'm not saying going out there and buy these stocks today, but some of these stocks you should definitely put on your shopping list and get ready for some profits here in the near future. So if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. Now, whether you're getting your sources from ChatGPT, Google, a friend, a colleague, whatever it may be, you always want to know some key aspects and some key attributes of those stocks. For example, value. What is the value of your stock? Are you paying a premium or are you actually getting a good deal? Another thing you want to think about. Risk, right? That's why we have relative safety within the VectorVest 7 software. How much risk are you taking on with that position? And does it follow through with your investment style? Now, another thing you want to know, long-term price appreciation, right? Is this investment likely to appreciate in value over the next couple years? RV tells you that. That's why VectorVest software is so pivotal and really giving you the follow through of any stock recommendations you may come across in your life. So that being said, just ChatGPT in general here. You can see my statement. What are the top 10 growth stocks under $10 that are tech related? You can see PHUN, Foon came in here, right? It's an ad platform, does generative AI, things of that nature. Here's a familiar stock, SOUN, SoundHound, right? This company does conversational AI and does have that affiliation with NVIDIA. We've got VTEX in the list here, SYSS, Hymex Technologies. One thing I did notice, I asked for 10 stocks, right? ChatGPT only gave me 5 on the first go around. And one of these stocks was actually over $10. SoundHound being around 15. We'll take a look at it in the VectorVest 7 software, see where it's trading at today. So I had to ask the question again to get 5 additional stocks out of ChatGPT. And these were the other 5 stocks here. ALIT, Alight Inc. We've got Owsters, Big Bear AI. That's a stock I've talked about on the channel quite a bit here. Record Systems and LTRX. So I went ahead and created a watch list so we can get some true figures and some true information, not just data, but information we can utilize on these positions. So now we're matching ChatGPT right up with the VectorVest 7 software. So I went to Unisearch. You can see the first parameter there. Stocks have to be less than $10. Now, in addition to that, the second parameter, the stock industry group, I did select only tech-related industries because I gave ChatGPT that parameter as well. Now, the stocks here, they're not going to be sorted by VST. This is how typically stocks are sorted within the VectorVest 7 software. It's a combination of value, safety, and timing. This time, I did VST times GRT, which is our growth rate and earnings, forecasted data here. So this is where you can change the sort. So as the stocks came in the list, they were sorted by this, and these were the top 10 stocks, which I found interesting that none of these stocks were on the list that ChatGPT gave us just a moment ago. So let's take a look at these two watch lists and see how these stocks match up. First up is going to be the list from ChatGPT. Yes, I do see the negative sentiment. The market is selling off. Again, I'm not saying go out there and sell these stocks, but yes, we're going over 20 stocks today. The top 10 growth stocks under $10 from ChatGPT and some of the top 10 growth stocks in the VectorVest 7 system using Unisearch. So you might just find some fish if you stick around. So that being said, we can see the sell-off continuing, which is I'm fine with that, right? Let the market come to me. We already know that MTI likes to bottom out around 0.6. And if you're not familiar with the VectorVest 7 software, if you don't have access to the software, check out the trial. Just go to vectorvest.com/YT, as some great opportunities might just be presenting themselves before the holidays. So that being said, look at the value divided by price column. Majority of these stocks here are overvalued. You're paying a premium on a majority of these stocks. However, the stocks with a value above 1 are showing me some undervalued positions here. So SSYS undervalued, currently trading at $9.37. Hey, we value the stock at $12.91. It's not a price target. It's just what we feel the stock is intrinsically worth. Lets you know if you're getting a deal or not. This position, you are getting a deal right now, but with momentum still to the downside, a fresh confirmed down signal. Again, not saying go out there and buy the stock. This might just be one you want to put on your watch list here. We do have some other undervalued positions here. We've got ALIT, Alight Inc. This is a stock I've never heard of before, but because it's undervalued, it does have my attention here. And look at the RV, nice long-term price appreciation potential. One thing I will say about these stocks, majority of them being overvalued, hey, not too surprised by that. Majority of these stocks with the RS being less than 1, not surprised by that. CHAT GPT, fair enough, said, hey, these stocks are risky in that paragraph. But this is why I am surprised. Look at the growth rate and earnings here. Not that high of numbers, honestly, especially if you utilize the VectorVest 7 software. You see these are not that phenomenal in numbers. So let's go ahead and jump at the charts and see if there's any potential here. But already I'm not getting that excited about this list. First up is LTRX. I can already say I like the price action. Lower left, upper right. Don't like this big upper wick here. A lot of profit taking right now. As long as price action stay above this 40, I see the technicals being healthy right now. You can see entry points around the 20 being the ideal point. But fundamentally, look at the value. It's actually on the decline here, and so is the forecasted data. Sales growth rate and earnings on the decline. Negative in both categories, -41, -8. As far as this position, I'd solely stick to the technicals, but I'm not that sold on the position in general. Now here's SSYS. You can see the break in the 200-day here. Undervalued position, but the stock currently trading just near 6-month lows. As far as the forecasted data, 29% on the growth rate earnings, but sales growth rate failing to grow their sales, 0% here. Not too stoked on this position. Even switching it out to a year here, very volatile position indeed. Taking a look at the next position here, we've got HEMX over the last 12 months here. Price action is higher than it was 12 months ago. It's been a bumpy road along the way here. Price action just breaking the 200-day, showing some weakness. As we look at the forecasted data, sales growth rate -9%, growth rate and earnings 6%. Not too impressed, especially with the RT relative timing going back in unfavorable territory here is letting me know that the bears are starting to take control of that short-term price trend. Now here's VTEX. You see price trend on a downward move over the last year here. The stock, it's been overvalued. Look at our valuation here. I can see price action just making its way closer and closer to our valuation. The stock's overvalued. No momentum for the bulls over the last 12 months. Very volatile. Can't get behind this one. Forecasted data, it is positive 4 and 18% respectively. It's probably one of the better numbers I've seen in this list so far. Here is ALIT. Now, you'd think you might be getting a deal in this position. It was at $9. Now it's at $2.47. But look at the value. Clear decline in the value. I want to see that value uptick before I get excited. And look at the growth rate earnings. We did have positive numbers here on 8%. Just went negative. Not a pretty stock at all. Here's Foonware Inc. Again, not a pretty stock. I'm not excited about any of these stocks that Chat GPT has given me. Let's see here. That one, not too excited. SoundHound, this one looks better. The forecasted data looks a little bit better here. Growth rate 6%, sales growth rate 217. That's phenomenal here. And the sales growth rate moving in the right direction. Growth rate earnings, a little bit of a mix here. RT just went unfavorable just a few sessions ago here. You see I'm in a zone. You see I've got some levels here. Now I do have a level around $13. See the 200-day moving close to this level here. Treat this like a zone. See if there's a nice pivot or bottom wick here. This could be a good bottom fishing opportunity. And as we take a look at the next stock, here is Oust. Oust here becoming more and more overvalued. Sell recommendation just came into place with the sell-off over the last few sessions here. We're still a ways from the 20-day moving average. We potentially see some support maybe around here around $20. Price action currently around $24. As far as the forecasted data, not bad numbers. 41% on the sales growth rate with a big tick up recently. Growth rate and earnings 12%. Hey, it's not a bad stock. It's just overvalued by all means. It does have a sell recommendation. Not the time to get in this one. Maybe look closer to $20 for a pivot. I do like that price a little bit better. Here is Big Bear AI, a stock I've talked about on the channel quite a bit here. Great swing trading stock. You see the last pivot around the 200-day. I think that's the last time I did a video on this. The target came into play around $8. If you're still holding on to it, clearly you've lost all those profits. Stay disciplined. We're getting close to the 200-day and I have a level support here. So I do see a little bit more of a downward room in here, but looking at the forecasted data, -6, -18%, it's not phenomenal. And these are the Chat GPT picks. So let's go ahead and take a look at what VectorVest has recommended us. All right, now here is the list from Unisearch. Here are some of the top tech growth stocks under $10. Totally different name of list of stocks here. I can already see one thing I like. Look at the recommendation column, seeing more buy recommendations. Yes, some sells can get you excited for some bottom fishing opportunities. This Arena here, AREN, this was actually a stock I came across from a customer, ended up in this list. So if you're watching this video, your stock's in the list and it's definitely on my radar. I've been taking a look at it. Another thing I like about the VectorVest stock picks, look at the growth rate and earnings here. Look at the sales growth rate. Before, there was a lot of negatives, numbers all over the board here. But as far as growth rate and earnings, double digits across the board. As far as sales growth rate, all positive. Some, not phenomenal, but some of these other numbers here garnishing a lot of attention, especially this one here, 66%. I do like SageTac, SAGT, 163. And this stock here, Immersion, it's maxed out right now at $9.99. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump in the charts. I'm already liking this list, so let's see if there's any opportunities in the near future. All right, first one's going to be Hotel 101, ticker symbol HBNB. The company hasn't been around that long, but one thing I like, look at the valuation, the green line here. Undervalued stock, strong buy rating, values on the rise, price actions on the rise. That is enough can get me excited on a position. With that being said, look at the growth rate and earnings, 42. If we take a look at the sales growth rate, 0. Yeah, that's not a good number. But already liking that stock much better than some of the ones that Chat GPT gave me. Here's another one, SAGT, SagTech Global. You can see the sell-off here, value on the decline, but look at that uptick in value. I talk about that when bottom fishing for stocks. Even undervalued stocks, I want to see that value tick up. And look at price action ticking up as well. Beginning of an uptrend in both value and price action. I like it. RT in favorable territory. Fresh buy rating. We just skipped the hold rating altogether here. Sales growth rate, 163, growth rate earnings, 46. Enough said, the VectorVest 7 software. I like these picks already. Just by the second pick alone here, I'm liking this better than Chat GPT. Now here's JFU. Yes, bearish pressure's on. We just broke the 20 here. So I'm not going to say rush in and buy it. Might have a better opportunity. Closer to this $4 range here, you got the 40 as well. You got a nice swing low here. Can find some support. But look at the value rising. Look at the strong buy rating, growth rate. Sales growth rate went from negative to positive. A little bit of turnaround story there. 11%, 32%. Here's another position. We have Vimeo, VMEO. A lot of consolidation here. I'm going to skip this one. We got a gap up. Stock hasn't really been trading much since then. Buy rating here. So I'm going to skip this one for now. Not liking this chart. Here we've got APPS, Digital Turbine, undervalued position. You can see the valuation just on a roar here, still ticking up, even though session highs. But look, a lot of profit taking. I'm okay with that. Let the stock come back to me, right? We can see price action stopping right around the 40-day. Hey, let's see what price action does when we get some green lights in the color guard, right? Right now, you're kind of catching a falling knife, but this could be a good stock to put on your radar here. It's only 622, undervalued. I'm probably gonna put this on my list here. Sales growth rate, even the earnings growth rate, turnaround story, negative to positive 28%. Sales growth rate 11% here. Not bad numbers. Now here's Immersion, IMMR, value on the decline, price action on the decline. I'm not gonna like that. I'm not. We just hit a low 2 days ago. I need to see some more confirmation to the upside. The stock is not that expensive, and the value, yes, if this thing goes on a tear and bulls take charge, we get above this 200-day moving average, we might just have a run here for sure. But you can see the clear resistance on the 200-day. So the first confirmation I want to look for is price action to get above that 200-day moving average. Now, RT did move into positive territory. So if you're feeling a little bit more aggressive, RT is giving me better sense, hey, maybe there's some potential. Maybe there's some possibilities with this position. But getting a green light in the color guard with RT above 1 on this stock, I'd feel a whole lot better with that. Now, here's another stock, AREN. You can see why it's on my radar. Look at the value ticking up. Price action, retracing right now. I like this pivot off the 200-day. We might get another pivot here. Confirmation would be really get back above the 40-day moving average. But just as an investment in general here, look at the forecasted data. Sales growth rate, 66%, outpacing earnings, 43% here. But yes, RT below 1 right now. It's a little dangerous if you start pulling the trigger on this position. But whoever gave it to me, thank you. I do like this stock a lot here. Now here's TALK, Talkspace. This stock's been pretty much in its own way here for the last year. Not going to get too excited. Trading at a premium right now. I do like value. Trying to catch up to price action. You can see it was overvalued here about a year ago. But more value opportunities coming in. I'm not in a rush to get into this one. I do see the jump up here from the 200-day. A little bit of a pullback right now. Just make sure the trade makes sense to you. I'd like to get it closer back to that 20-day, maybe closer to $3 before I get too excited about it. But the forecasted data, 25, 33%, moving in the right direction. I do like this stock. Here's another one, ALLT, overvalued, but look at the valuation. So if a stock is overvalued, a couple things I'm going to consider here. You really want to, this is pro tip stuff here. Pay attention to this, especially if you're more speculative. You like the AI, the quantum, the crypto. Trust me, I'm young. I like that stuff too. But this is something you're going to want to pay attention to. Things that make me feel better about getting in an overvalued position. First of all, value rising with price action. That gets me excited. Another thing, RV, relative value here, 1.22. Even though the stock might be overvalued, RV is telling me that there's still some long-term price appreciation in this position, even with it being overvalued. So those are the two things I like to look at for overvalued positions. This one qualifies here, so I do feel a bit more comfortable about that. Now here's AGORA, API is the ticker symbol here. Undervalued position. I'm getting rejections at the 200 here. The bulls just, they need to get their act together. Maybe put this one on your radar. I do like the undervalued software space. Growth rate earnings here is a 0. Nothing too excited. I do like it's kind of a turnaround story here. Just maybe get this positive. The earnings is nice though. But again, you can see RT, the 200-day rejections, the technicals are not there. Let the trade come to you. Let the trade make sense, especially with market volatility right now. Now, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's presentation. A little bit different. I wanted to see how Chat GPT's top 10 tech stocks under $10 matched up with some of VectorVest's best tech growth stocks under $10 as well. And I see the clear winner being VectorVest when it comes to this. I mean, I like these stocks a whole lot better than the 10 stocks before. But either way, guess what? You got 20 fish on your radar. Put them on your shopping list from the market. Get its act together. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, hit the like button. If you're brand new and you found it informative, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night. Would you like real actionable information and not just more data? Would you like to know what your stock is actually worth and how safe your stocks really are, whether they're a buy, hold, or sell recommendation? Check out this website. Just go to vectorvest.com/YTFSA for your free stock analysis report today.